You know, when it comes to family boating, few things can serve the purpose like a dual console boat. Southport has a really nice take on it, the 33DC. I'm going to do a full features inspection. Come on aboard. I'm Captain Steve.
The Southport 33DC is a fierce contender in the dual console market. Built on the company's proven continually variable deep V hull design with a 22-degree transom deadrise, she's able to make offshore runs with the confidence of getting back safely. She has a length overall of 32 feet 6 inches, a beam of 10 feet 8 inches, and a draft of 21.5 inches. Standard power is a pair of 600 horsepower outboards, and options include twin 400s or 450s. Most important is her layout. It emphasizes entertaining and fishing while providing the enclosed protection of a hardtop and side windows. Let's take a look at those features.
Hey, let's start right here in the cockpit area. It's probably going to be the first and most popular gathering area on the boat, whether it's underway or not. You've got an aft-facing seat, and this one measures in at, well, it looks like 35 inches, so double wide, not so much, maybe seat and a half width we'll go with. Table right in the center turns this whole area into a dining space, and notice we've got flip-out seats both to the port hand side and to the transom, and they are fairly easy to deploy, not too much work there, and it's also at a nice height to be using the table. Good job there, Southport. Close this up, and then at the transom, this is a multi-function boat, so we've also got a fish locker and a live well right alongside. To both sides of the cockpit, there are additional fish lockers, so that makes 1, 2, 3 on board. You fill these up, you're probably going to be over your limit. There's a large compartment in the center that can be accessed just by pushing on the table, bringing the whole thing up so we don't even have to remove the table. This hatch is held open by dual gas struts, and look at the space that we've got for storage under here. This is also where we have dedicated storage for the reboarding ladder that goes in place at the hullside dive door. This provides an opening 24 inches wide. Just ahead, there's a bit of a galley area that includes storage with 2 pull-out drawers, grab handle, a hinged cover over an insulated icebox, and then a freshwater sink. All this features a solid surface counter, beverage holders, and storage in addition to that. Just above, look at that, a 12-inch Garmin display. So if we are using this as fishing, we can have our bottom finder located right here. But notice right here, we're getting an image from the forward-looking infrared. And that brings us to the seating over on the port hand side, which is L-shaped. There are flip armrests to the back and to the front. Look at the nice job that Southport did on the diamond stitching. And we've got multi-density foam, so it's got a little bit more support underneath the legs. This is all on an elevated platform, which in this case is 10 inches off of the main deck. Notice we also have a nicely finished table with a side mount pedestal base so that it's easy to get in and out around this table, and it makes it into a little bit of a cocktail area. The table also swivels, and notice just ahead, Fusion stereo. All this is under the protection of the hardtop with an opening hatch to both sides, grab rail going down the whole center of it, courtesy lights, speakers, nice features going on here. I also like the wood trim. This whole area can also be fully enclosed by covering the entire back in isinglass. I'll tell you what, I gotta love this Helm seat, very comfortable. It adjusts fore and aft, swivels, got flip armrests, and notice the positioning of the footrest. Finally, a building gets it in the right position. Always, I'm sitting at the helm and my feet just aren't touching the footrest. Here I've got plenty of room to spare. Battery switches, remote battery switches, I should say. Right here, battery switch for the bow thruster, and then I've got windshield wipers, heading hold, pattern steer, track point, all from the Yamaha engines. Here's your Yamaha digital engine controls and the joystick right alongside. Joystick for the bow thruster, the zip wake trim tabs, beautiful woodwork again, nicely finished. Stainless steel beverage holders. The stainless steel wheel is mounted to a tilt base. That's as far back as it goes. I'd probably like to see this whole thing turned around so that this goes a little bit further down instead of further forward. But that's as far back as it goes. The panel itself, black acrylic. You've got the Yamaha display right here, all of your electrical switches lighted when activated, and a huge Garmin display that looks like a 21-22 inch right there. Just above, wood trim over the top of the panel, compass mounted above that and in line with the helm. Over to the side, cubby area with 1, 2, 3 beverage holders, connectivity because it's inevitable that one of these is going to be used for holding your phone, and then there's storage just underneath. One thing I really like, opening side windows to both port and starboard. Notice how Southport takes care of the little details that other people just seem to forget. Look at this, 12-volt fan above the helm and above the opposite console. Nice touch. It's also not lost on me that there's a safety factor of having a fire extinguisher located right behind the helm seat. And your service and maintenance techs are going to love this. Undo 2 latches and the whole console moves back so we have complete access for installation and service. Before I make my way into the port side cabin, it's not lost on me either that there's a nice padded area for putting your stuff, even a padded surface for your phone with an inductive charger. Notice that we've got a sliding pocket door to get into this cabin, and it is held in the open position by these latches in 2 separate positions. Kind of neat to have with held open. I'd like to see that hinge be a little bit more tension so I can do it with one hand. And then it closes off. Well, we've got an overhead clearance of 61 inches. There's an opening hatch just in the middle of the overhead with a bug screen in the middle of it. There's a berth located just behind me that measures 79 inches in length. There's an opening port light there as well, and there's another berth fully forward that's got a measurement of 70 inches. So nice place for 2 people. I wouldn't say you could put 2 people side by side there, but certainly one. And you have to excuse the mess, we're at a boat show, so no points taken for that. To the starboard console is a good sized head compartment. Notice that the door is held open with tension hinges. A couple of awkward features in here. First of all, we have the hull side. So this little piece here is at a bit of an angle, which doesn't leave much foot room. We've got 5 feet of overhead clearance, which leaves 4 feet 5 inches of sitting headroom. Forward, there's a Corian counter with a stainless steel recessed sink, pull-out sprayer. There's storage underneath, a mirror just ahead, and notice just behind, we've got the main electrical panel. And then that leads us to this beautiful bow area where we've got 2 lounge seats, one to the port side, one to the starboard side. Both have flip armrests, beautiful diamond stitching again. Recessed area underneath has courtesy lighting, beverage holders, and fusion speakers. Notice that the lounges are also set up so that we can sit facing each other with plenty of legroom in between the 2 seats. There's also storage underneath the seat for a carry-on cooler. And then fully forward, there's a hatch held open by a gas strut. Inside is a windlass leading to a through-the-stem anchor roller. Road storage is to both sides. To both sides of the bow are 10-inch pull-up cleats. Family boating is gaining in popularity so much nowadays, and it's nice to see that when a company embraces a family boat, they do it nicely. And that's what happens here with the Southport 33 DC. And that's my full features inspection. I'm Captain Steve, and I'll see you on the water.